Mm-hmm. Yeah. That literally just happened. That literally just happened in the middle of an interview. Yes, yes. Okay. All right.
Right.
Just there.
Obviously, I can't sit with you in front of the camera because COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So people at home can hear my voice over here.
Yeah.
So you want me to call you Gerard or Zenn or?
I was never big on my name, to be honest. I just pick ones I like.
Mm-hmm. All right. Part you did. You just disappeared off your face the earth. Yeah. People was looking for Zenn, can't find Zenn.
I was in Canada. I really wanted to get into stand-up comedy, but the way that stand-up comedy works is it's hard to do it like how it's being done in Barbados, just because you need open mics to go and try material so that you could then go and do real performances with the same material. But Barbados is like, if you do that material, it kind of burned because everybody that interested in stand-up will probably see it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's coming. People make it work. I think I was doing it for years. Trevor Eastman, these people.
Yeah. What some of the differences you've seen though, like in terms of Barbados and overseas?
Well, it depends on who you comparing, right? Like on which era, which generation. Trevor Eastman and Matt Fingal. And Mac is actually a mentor of mine. Like, he's one of the first people that I spoke to about stand-up when I got interested in pursuing it. But even he would tell you they come from an era of like telling jokes where it's quite obvious to the audience that there's a setup and a punchline. And kind of where stand-up I think is going now is more like, is less obvious.
Yeah.
Is created to feel spontaneous.
Okay. So many people see you doing comedy, but you're also a trained actor as well. Why did you decide to start the art of acting?
Well, I mean, that's where I'm from. That's kind of what I started off doing. The first thing I ever did on stage was 2 pieces that my mom wrote for me at NIFCA. I don't remember the year.
This was when you was in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Yes.
How you know about that?
Don't worry about that.
But that was my very, very first year in NIFCA. And then I had done the wheelchair thing, and that was the one that went to the gala. And I had another piece, it was called Family of Women. So the wheelchair one was serious, and the other one was comedy. And they both did very well. The serious one went to gala. That same year, Crispin Hackett was he had done his first thing at NIFCA too.
Wow.
I think Adrian Green might have started NIFCA that year as well.
Okay.
And I remember being on the gala with both of them. I wanted to do my comedy piece called Crispin Comedy Piece. They're mashing up everything that year, but they preferred me to do a serious one. And then from NIFCA, Cicely Spencer Cross invited me to come and do Laugh It Off. Did Laugh It Off for a couple of years, and that's when I made the decision to go to drama school. And this was before the whole social media thing even took off. Like, so I was into acting before all this stuff. Yeah, exactly. That was a more logical transition than into social media, actually.
Nice. When people see comedy on stage, people usually think is, easy. You just go up there, you start a lot of nonsense, people just laugh, have a good night, check me out on social media, gone. Right. But comedy is actually pretty hard.
Yeah, well, yeah.
How you go about getting these pieces that are going to grip people? Because you actually have to study what you're going to do. It's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's balance, right? Like, especially with social media stuff, I really try to have fun. People do develop expectations after a while, right? But my social media started off as a place where, like, if it's fun, I can do it. But I do have a lot of comedy stuff, comedy understanding, like knowledge of what will work from doing Laugh It Off and from going to drama school. So that technique in my head too.
I'm finding the different nuances and skills. Like, this will work if I do this.
Yeah.
But then too, sometimes it might not even work, depending on the audience.
And that's the other dimension. It's like, as much as you could know an audience or know about comedy, sometimes you still gotta play out and see how people respond.
Yeah.
So there's no 100% guarantee that it's gonna go well. I got favorites. I think the one I laugh at the most was one about multiplication tables. But
That has scarred me.
but that was my life at school. Like,
Mine too, that when I watched it at the mall.
that's what I actually like. I remember them walking through the aisles, like looking for people that
That was mumbling. I'm bursting
But-
with a piece of steak.
The one I think that, well, first of all, you gotta understand, when I started doing this stuff, I didn't think people will remember them as much as they do.
Oh, really?
Because if you think about like meme culture and social media culture, you can't tell me the memes you laughed at yesterday. You just know you saw some memes yesterday and you
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
Everybody, or like in our age range, does. Like you see memes every single day and you laugh, but you don't remember what they are.
Yeah.
Which is why when I first started putting out content, I was putting it out much faster, because I was like, I want to use this social media presence to promote my shows. But if I don't put out content, then those memes that I create are just going to disappear from people's minds. But then they didn't. Like, a lot of people remember a lot of the videos. And I would say the one that really showed me that was the one about, like, you can't get no service.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for some reason,
That hit a nerve.
some nerve, and people just like remember it. I don't know.
Service. Can't get no service.
Maybe it was that. Maybe it was the repetitiveness
Yeah.
and really drilling it in people's heads.
Yeah.
And then I think possibly the last one I put out, the Mr. Richardson one.
Mr. Richardson, please control the little boy. We discussed this at the last parent teachers meeting. The little boy do not have no discipline.
I will tell you who don't have no discipline.
Mr. Richardson, I can see you right there for the camera. The government of Barbados do not pay me enough to deal with this foolishness.
I don't know if it's because everybody home, but that's the most shares that I've ever had on a video on Instagram,
Really?
and the most saves as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So I want to talk about digital theater.
yeah.
It has been very difficult for the theater scene to be in front of people, because we feed off of people in front of us, especially when you're doing comedy. Was it something you prepared for before COVID, or this is something that happened? I got this for the share. Maybe I could go and put this up and try to make some income.
Okay, good question. So for me, remember I started off in theater. That's my background. And if you spend enough time in front of an audience, you can almost imagine where the audience is.
Yeah.
And I have that in my videos. Like, I have an awareness of like timing, little things I pick up from Tony Thompson and Peter Allen, like Crispin take a little word and make a whole meal. Crispin's got the audience dead in with a head turn. Like little things that I know people responding to, but I'm imagining it
Okay.
because I've seen it before. So when I started doing the social media stuff, my vision was always to put on a play, right? I always wanted to build a social media presence to promote live stuff, because that's where I'm from, and I like that energy more than anything. I like to feel the energy coming back off the audience. I like creating things, events, places where people could go and hear other people laughing and be a part of that energy.
Yeah.
I was doing the social media stuff that was going really well, and I was building towards the play. By the time we put on the play, I had this social media presence that became a thing in itself, and it just made sense to keep the digital element alive in the live stuff as well. So we filmed it with the intention of at some point making it available online. Now, right after we filmed it, the reason why a lot of this stuff didn't happen sooner was that I then went overseas to Canada and got into the stand-up comedy more seriously. But this stuff has always been kind of in the back of my mind. So then when I came back home last November, saw this guy, Phil King, putting out some stuff, just these little videos on Twitter. And I said, I like this man, what he doing? And we ended up talking in a clubhouse chat, going back and forth. We ended up meeting, and he's into website design.
Okay.
So he did a lot of the work on the website, and we went back and forth about how to make it more personal, more custom, and exactly how we wanted things to function. So I think he was like the final catalyst that got it to happen, but the intention was there from before.
I like the website as well because I went on and perused, as they say.
Thank you.
I went on to ZenWebsite.com and I like how unapologetic it is in terms of the language that you are speaking to somebody, and it is not just directions on a website. So it carries through to the whole brand, to the whole personality, and to you as well. I loved it. I really
I
loved it.
appreciate that. We spent a lot of time. That's intentional. We spent a lot of time trying to get it to feel not like just a corporate space where you just land. Actually, funny enough, I don't know if it's the right time to bring this up, but do you know Melanie Watts?
Yes.
Like she just passed away. But one of the last conversations we had, because she came to one of my stand-up shows that I had done here, and one of the last conversations we had, where she says that she walks into a corporate space and she's like, where's the art? And she walks into art spaces and she's like, where's the organization? And that's been in my mind on repeat. That was in my mind for a long time. Like since she said it, I was like, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I want my art spaces to have that element of organization to it. But even when I creating something for sale or something corporate, it should feel like it has some art to it.
Should have a balance.
That's what I'm looking for.